Well, welcome everybody to episode number 9 of our Facebook Live series here on the official Facebook home of the Covenant College Scots. I'm Andrew Mindeman, Director of Athletic Communications here at Covenant, and tonight we're being joined by members of the Covenant Men's Tennis Program. We have with us, for the second time this fall, head coach John Hurdy. Of course, Coach Hurdy is in his 9th year as the men's and women's tennis coach here at Covenant. On the men's side, he's a 2-time USA South Coach of the Year, and he's led his team to a couple of West Division titles within the conference and has led his team to really some of the best seasons in program history during his tenure here. And Coach has been around Covenant a long time, also an alum of the school, and was a 4-year player for the Scots, was an All-American during his senior year, and was Conference Player of the Year that season as well. So welcome back, head coach John Hurdy. We also have a couple of players joining us tonight. We have Camden Lashley, a freshman from Macon, Georgia, a product of First Presbyterian Day School down there. Welcome in Camden tonight. And we also have Ben Luke, a junior from Greenwood, South Carolina, and he attended Greenwood High School. Thanks for joining us tonight, everybody.
Thanks for having us, Andrew.
Yeah, thank you.
For those just tuning into the show, this is an interactive show, so if you have a question or a comment for the men's tennis program, drop it in the comments below, and we'll get to as many of those as we can throughout the show tonight. But first, we're going to start with head coach John Hurdy. And Coach, fall practice finished up a couple of weeks ago. Give us some of your initial thoughts and impressions about your team's progress this fall.
Yeah. First of all, it's just been exciting to get back out on the courts. Fall here on the mountain is gorgeous, and it's been really great to be able to get back together with our guys and start hitting some tennis balls and focusing, looking ahead towards some competition in the spring. The word that kind of keeps coming back in conversations about our team is just depth. We've got 7 returners, 5 newcomers, and it's just been fun to see the relationships that form. And to see us be able to go out and just compete really as an entire unit and just go head-to-head 1 through 12 and do it in a way that everyone feels a part, has a role, and is ready to contribute for the spring.
Ben, for you, you had a great freshman year. You were off to a solid start as a sophomore, and then COVID hit, and that wrecked the rest of the season. As you look to get better into your junior year now, what were some things in the fall that you worked on to continue to improve your game?
Yeah, so I guess at the beginning of the semester, I was really just kind of glad that we were back. And so that was one thing. But then also, I guess, in terms of like technical things, I was really trying to work on my baseline game, trying to improve my defense to offense game. I felt like I kind of made some strides in that area, so I was fairly pleased with my progress. I did kind of have 1 or 2 injuries here and there, so that kind of slowed me down in some regards. But in general, I was pretty happy with the improvements that I was trying to make with my baseline game.
Camden, you're a freshman, first fall season as a collegiate athlete. What has the college tennis experience been like for you so far?
It's been everything I dreamed of and then some. It's been great to get to really know the guys and really have a lot of fellowship, work on our game, and have fun doing it. I think Coach Hurdy does a great job of keeping us focused and keeping us having fun. So I'm really pleased with how college tennis has been treating me so far.
Once again, if anybody has any questions for the group, feel free to drop it in the comments below, and we'll get to those throughout the show tonight. Switching gears a little bit, and back to Coach Hurdy. I mentioned at the top, you've had some really great teams here at Covenant. This program has really taken off under your tenure. And it's in large part to the players that you brought in and the recruiting classes that you brought in. So as you go out and recruit, what kinds of players and characteristics of players are you looking for in those future Scots?
Yeah, great question. First and foremost, we're looking for young men who are full of integrity and want to be in an environment and a community and a team that cares about growing as a follower of Jesus. and exploring what that looks like as a young man, as a tennis player, as a student, trying to figure out, future career and calling as you work through your academics here. Looking for team-oriented guys who, kind of like Camden alluded to, guys who love tennis, want to serve their teammates, guys who don't feel that they have to play tennis, but really want to play tennis and want to give of themselves to our program success. And thankfully, over the past few years, we've had guys come from a variety of arenas, and they've come here and done that. It's been really fun to see.
Camden, you were a part of that recruiting process not too long ago. What were some deciding factors that led you to come to Covenant?
Even on my first visit, I really connected with the team. I fell in love with the campus and culture of Covenant, and I felt like there was an instant connection. And I kept coming back on visits. I kept visiting the team at matches, and that connection just grew and grew. And by the end of my decision, it was just so clear where God wanted me to be.
Ben, as you look back on your first half of your college career so far, what kind of impact has Covenant had on you?
I'd say it's probably had impacts in several different areas of my life. Obviously, tennis is one big one, just from being on the team. It's helped me improve as an athlete with regards to my tennis skills. Also, academically, as a student, it's helped me grow in that area for sure, intellectually, because Covenant is definitely an academically rigorous school. So certainly in that regard as well. And then also relationally and spiritually, Covenant has always been a school that's kind of challenged me in those ways as well. And I feel like a lot of students feel that as well, that it challenges, the student, not just intellectually, but also spiritually and relationally too. So I felt in those ways, I felt like I've grown as well.
Very good. Again, if anybody has any questions for the group, drop it in the comments. We'll try to get to those. But now we're going to play a little bit of trivia. We'll see how well you all know your Covenant men's tennis history, because these are questions just based on program history, which started back in the mid-2000s. So I anticipate Coach Hurdy getting all of these right, because he's been around since almost the beginning of the program. So, all right. Let's see what we can do here. Okay. We have a tremendous tennis facility up here on the mountain. Gorgeous views of the valley below and the Covenant campus. Great place to watch a tennis match. If you haven't been here, come and watch a tennis match at our place. It's spectacular. It's also been a very good home venue for our men's team. Just recently, that's a hint for you, set the program's record for longest home winning streak. So, what is that number? What is the longest home winning streak in program history?
Oh, man. You said they're going to be easy.
This is a pretty easy one. It's happened really recently. Real recently.
I thought you were supposed to warm us up with some.
No, I just go right in.
Well, I got no idea.
I'm going to guess nine matches.
I'll say, I could go back match by match, but I'll say 6.
Luke,
I'll be the most optimistic. I'll say 10.
Camden has it right. It is 9.
More one for the freshmen. Let's go.
So from February 2018 to February 2019, the program won 9 straight home matches during that time. So Ben, you were a part of that a little bit. Camden had it right. Very good. Very nicely done. Okay. Y'all are 1 for 1. That's good. Let's go for number 2 here. The program freshman record for singles wins is 16. Who owns it?
I know this one.
Did you say freshman only or just any?
Just freshman. Freshman record for singles wins in a year is 16. Who set that record?
Benji, I think you got this one. Camden and I know it.
Yeah.
Really? Y'all know this? I don't know why, but I feel like it was TK. Am I incorrect?
That is correct.
I'm correct.
You are
Okay.
correct.
No.
Yes. TK had a fantastic freshman season back in 2019. Won 16 matches. I believe that's tied for second overall for any player. But that was good for the freshman record. Okay. Question number 3 is actually not a question. Thanksgiving is a week and a half away, and this is our last show before Thanksgiving. So, from each of you, I want to know, what are your top 1 or 2 Thanksgiving Day dishes that you just have to have when you go home for Thanksgiving? Well, what do we got? What are we eating here?
Who wants to go first?
Someone starts off first.
Am I going first?
All right.
Okay. I'm gonna have to say mac and cheese. Mac and cheese is definitely a necessity at Thanksgiving time. Best side there is. You can quote me on that. I'm gonna go barbecue. I really like barbecue around Thanksgiving time. It's kind of unorthodox, but growing up in the South, like Georgia, barbecue, can't really beat it.
It is a Southern thing. All right, Ben, what do you got?
All right. I've definitely got to go with sweet potato casserole, with toasted marshmallows on top. Can't beat that around the holidays. And then Thanksgiving always calls for turkey. And so I gotta go with the turkey.
Okay. Coach, what are you eating?
I'm much more in line with what Benji's got going on. Camden, I've never had mac and cheese for Thanksgiving.
Oh, come on, Coach. Come on.
I'm sure I'm missing out. I've just never had it.
Oh man.
I love some turkey and mashed potatoes with some good gravy.
All right.
I'm also a huge pumpkin pie fan.
That was going to be my next question, since nobody had mentioned dessert. What are we eating for dessert? Coach, you got pumpkin pie. Camden, what's your go-to dessert for Thanksgiving?
My mom makes a pretty good pound cake. Not gonna lie.
Okay. Ben?
Actually, the past few years, I've made a cheesecake, and it's been pretty good. So I'm a big fan of the cheesecake on Thanksgiving.
Just regular cheesecake, or like a pumpkin cheesecake?
It's like a traditional New York style cheesecake with a shortbread crust and like a raspberry sauce on top.
Oh, nice.
For those watching who don't know, Ben is unofficially, or maybe officially, our team chef. He's very gifted in that regard.
So, Ben, are you making Thanksgiving dinner?
No. Yeah, I'm gonna leave that up to the parents this time, because when I get home, I just kind of want to rest and then eat. That's the plan.
Sounds like a good plan.
All right, let's jump back into this, some questions here. We got your teammate TK on here, Ben. He wants to know what it's like being a physics major and a varsity athlete at Covenant, and how you can balance both.
That's a good question. Sometimes I wonder that myself. Sometimes I feel like I'm not balancing both. But there's never a free moment, it feels like sometimes. If I'm not practicing, then I'm probably doing homework. Because like I mentioned, Covenant is very hard, and on top of that, the physics classes are even harder, it feels like to me. So, it's just like I don't really have a free moment. So that's it. I love what I do. I love majoring in physics. It's hard, but it's just something I really enjoy for some reason as well. So, tennis and physics, I love them both, but they consume my time.
Good answer. All right, let's shift gears just a little bit. Coach, you've been around, again, for a while within this program. I want to know some highlight moments during your time, not just as a coach, but also as a player. Give me some highlight moments from your over 13 years with the men's tennis program.
Yeah, that feels a little weird when you throw out numbers like 13. But the things that stick out to me are the things that you put all the effort in to practice for, and that's the 5-4 matches and the championships. So digging back into the archives a little bit, when I was playing, it was a 5-4 win against Barry my sophomore year, we went up to King and had a pretty epic 5-4 match my freshman year, going down to the Nationals for NCCAA in 2010. It was the NCAA tennis tournament, along with the BP oil spill down there in Mobile. That's a few days I'll never forget. More recently, just some epic 5-4 matches with regional rivals like Barry and Piedmont and LaGrange, and it's been really special to see our guys be able to win some division titles and continue to make some history. So that's what gets me excited, is seeing team success and guys see some fruit from all the labor that they're putting in on the practice court.
Ben, what sticks out to you during your first 2 years here? What are some highlights that you'll remember?
This one's not particularly related to like an exciting match, but it was like one day that I probably won't forget, and it was our first match last year. We were going to go to BSC, Birmingham Southern, to play a match, and we woke up and it was snowing, like the most snow I'd ever seen here. And we had 2 minivans for the guys' team, and we were going to go down the mountain. But, as time passed, we hadn't really made it real far, and then the snow kept falling, and so the roads just got more slippery. And the van I was in, we actually made it about halfway down the mountain while the snow was still falling. And then there was a car up ahead of us that had kind of like gone off the road, and if we tried to brake, but then that just kind of made us slide off the road too. So it was just kind of a wild day. And then we eventually made it down the mountain. My van did, and we just kind of goofed off downtown for a little bit, waiting for the other guys who were still up on the mountain to finally make it down. And then when we did, I think we finally ended up making our way to BSC, and it turned out to be like a sunny day at BSC, so it was crazy. We woke up, drove in the snow, and then went to go play a match in the sun. It was a crazy day. But it was definitely a day that I'll remember.
Right.
Hey, mountain weather. I remember that snowstorm. Nobody had it snowing that day at all. And we woke up and we were supposed to play like baseball and softball that day. And no, we wake up, there's like 4 inches of snow on the ground. So yes, pretty wild stuff. All right, Camden, we got another question for you. It's from this Derek Lashley person. I think you're familiar with him. He wants to know, what advice can you give a high school senior in looking for the right school when you're factoring in academics, sports, social life, things like that? What advice would you give to a high school senior?
Well, Derek Lashley, thanks for the question. What I'd tell to a high school senior is go visit. Like, what helped me the most when in my recruiting journey was actually going on campus and spending time with the coaches and the players and finding out where I fit, just personality-wise, not even just tennis-wise, not even academic-wise, but figuring out these are going to be my best friends in college. These are the guys I'm going to really stick to. They're going to keep me accountable, and who am I going to be spending my next 4 years with? And that was a huge part of my decision, was knowing Coach Hurdy and a lot of the guys on the team already, and knowing I could really bond with them and live with them for 4 years.
All right, let's look ahead to the spring a little bit. We're excited to be able to get back out on the court, hopefully, and play some competitive matches. Coach, what are some expectations and goals that you have for your team this upcoming season?
I mean, I think big picture, speaking and talking with most of the upperclassmen coming back, is wanting to finish what we kind of started in the spring, which is pursuing a West Division championship, a conference championship. Our big picture goal is to be a nationally ranked men's tennis program in Division III here at Covenant. So trying to go, practice by practice, match by match with that goal in mind. With all that's happened over the last 6-7 months, it's also put things in perspective. And I don't think we don't want to take anything for granted. We didn't take our practice time for granted this fall. So as we look ahead to the spring, it's just continuing to remember the joy and blessings we have of being able to play this wonderful sport and do it together, to hopefully compete as much as possible, and to do that in a way that pursues excellence and glorifies Christ.
Camden, as you're going into your freshman year, what are some personal goals for yourself and also for this program that you want to see?
Going into my first actual college tennis season, I really want to grow as a player physically, mentally, strategically. I really want to just see a lot of growth in a lot of different areas because I do have time. I'm a freshman. I got 3 more years ahead of me. So I'm looking long picture. I want to get better in all aspects of my game. As a team, I want to win a West Division championship too. I want to beat LaGrange. I want to beat Piedmont to name a few teams. And I want to beat them bad. I want to do that in any way I can help the team.
Ben, what about you? Personal goals and goals that the team wants to accomplish this upcoming year?
Yeah, as far as the team goals, I think these two guys kind of hit the nail on the head. I think that we are all just very glad this semester to be here, practicing, being able to play tennis. I think we're very hopeful for the spring semester as well, that we will, continue to be able to practice and even compete. That's kind of what we're looking forward to. And with that mindset, I hope that we can do it with gratitude and not take it for granted, because we saw what happened last semester, how, it got cut short unexpectedly. Nobody wanted that. And so I just hope that we can kind of play with a sense of gratitude, like I said, and just enjoy the game, because we're out there because we love it, not because we have to do it, like Coach said earlier.
Right.
Yeah, that's kind of how I'd answer that.
Very good. Well, we look forward to the Covenant men's tennis team getting back out there and seeing what they can do and go for that USA South West Division crown once again. We want to thank the Covenant men's tennis team for joining us tonight. Head coach John Hurdy, along with freshman Camden Lashley and junior Ben Luke. We appreciate the time, and we thank our viewers as well for tuning in and asking some great questions tonight. We'll take a week off. Hopefully we'll be back in a couple weeks as we turn towards winter sports and basketball season getting started up. This will be available on Facebook, on our Facebook page, and also available on our YouTube account later on tomorrow if you want to take a look at it. Thanks again for the Covenant men's tennis team joining us tonight, and we'll catch you all next time. Thanks, everybody.